We should limit any elected official from owning stocks in industries that they have the power to impact. We should make sure people who bundle campaign contributions for Congress can't lobby Congress, and vice versa. These are ideas that should garner bipartisan support.
People love to say that the US government functions slowly, if at all, but I disagree. Right there, you have the president saying we should ban individual stock trading for our legislators, and it's only taken 12 years to maybe do it. But it is being put forward. Bipartisan support for an individual stock trading ban for members of Congress is going forward. And maybe it'll succeed. What this legislation would do would be to prevent lawmakers from buying stocks and other types of financial assets while also blocking them from offloading stocks 90 days after the law's enactment. It would also apply to spouses and dependent children starting in 2027, because if it didn't, that would be absolutely insane. And it would also extend to the president and the vice president. Penalties for failing to comply with the divestment requirements are to exceed either the monthly salary of the government official or 10% of the value of each asset, whichever is higher. So that's something. I would personally say if it's a percentage of the asset, it could still theoretically be in their financial interest to do it. So I would go slightly further and I would lock them up.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival. So please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
If you are told you can't trade stocks and you still do it anyway, throw their asses in prison. You're supposed to be in Congress to work for us, not for your own financial interests. You're already being paid more than 99% of the rest of us. You're already lining up careers where you're gonna be paid even more. You do not need to benefit from your stock trading while you're in office. And if you go around the law and do it, you should be thrown in prison. But that's not how far they're going. They're not going nearly that far. And as of right now, this would include trading of securities, commodities, futures, options, trusts, and other comparable holdings. Look, I'm personally fine if they want to trade like an index fund or something. If they want some generalized thing that is only pegged to the overall performance of the stock market, that perhaps actually might inspire them to do things that are good for the economy, I suppose. But individual stocks, anything like that, no way in hell. They have been making crazy, what should be illegal money for years on this, and it needs to finally change. We'll get to a demonstration of how much they've been abusing the system, but Jared, what do you make of this?
Real fast, I always wonder, now I've wondered this just now specifically, so this penalty that may come, whatever it may exceed the monthly salary of a congressperson, whoever's breaking the law. First off, more than that, actual penalties that anyone else would receive for cheating the system and things like that. But whatever fines come, where does that go? Maybe it should go to disadvantaged people. Maybe it should go to this college loan plan that Joe Biden hesitated and head faked on and back away from. It should go to people where it actually benefits the country, considering they're trying to make money off of everyone else just based off of their position. So when the American people trust you with electing you into this position, and then you use it for corruption to make money for your own self and your family, maybe that should go back to the American people that were scammed out of trusting you. Nothing ever goes back to the American people that got cheated. Where does it go? Where does it go? And maybe that aspect of it will make them think twice and go, you know what? I hate those damn plebes so much. I'm not gonna do this, because if I get busted, it might actually go to them, man. F them. Yeah. We need something different in the way that this approaches, because they need more disincentives from doing stuff like this.
100%. I mean, look, we'll see if this even happens. I hope that it does. We're putting this forward as good news. I also, like, in the pit of my stomach, think that the Supreme Court would probably kill this. I mean, why not? They'll do literally anything they want at this point. But oh my God, if it was up to me, I'm not even just talking about the fact that I'd throw them in jail if they break this. They would be making far less money. We could have a conversation about them making the federally mandated minimum wage personally. Also, I would literally have higher taxes on our elected officials. I would have a significant wealth tax. I would have not only restrictions to stop them from financially benefiting from their elected officials or elected positions, I would have financial disincentives. Because I think we should be actively discouraging people who primarily think about the world in terms of their own financial interests from holding elected office. I would love to have an opportunity where people go into elected office for some other reason than that. We've had a couple hundred years of the status quo. Let's try something different. Let's get them in because they actually care about policy or they actually care about the constituents. Let's have people who are going to come into office and leave office no more wealthy than they were, because that is not how it generally works. I mean, you look at this, a comparison of the stock returns of these elected officials versus the stock market's yield over the year or whatever. And generally they say that if you make like 8, 9, 10%, that's pretty good in the stock market. Well, then if you're making 50 or 60%, I guess you're just way smarter than the rest of us. I suppose you're just a genius when it comes to stocks or whatever. And it's not just Republicans on there. There's a lot of Republicans on there, but it's not just them. There's also a number of Democrats. Let's do something about it.